Hi, this is a short video for Ryan. Notes that. Hopefully, I'm saying your name good. This is your paperwork in here. I got your computer connected over to the simulator, file reference, communication, everything is working good. I think the problem you have, it might be on the crankshaft position sensor. Reason I want to show you that right now I'm supplying just a signal over to your computer, and we have that VR sensor, but I want you to see that we're starting to get, fuel injectors 6 and 4, as that's what I came actually in your history, 6 and 4 and 3. Right now I got 2, 6 and 4, and the problem is because the computer is not supplying the activation on the right time. Um, as you can see, I got right now that blue line in here is the CAN network. The other ones are just 3 injectors that I pick up, which is 2, 3, and 4. They're all active and working in there. I just got a fast capture so I can see the activations across the board. But I'm getting those signals. I mean, those fault codes. All right, so right now I'm going to stop that from running. You'll see that, and I'm going to change um, that to the correct signal. 1 second. 54. Looking for the one. Um, this one. I got so many different signals. Just give me 1 second to find the correct one. Not that one either. I can use either one of these ones. The computer runs. I think I can use this one, no problem. What I want you to see is that sensor signal. The VR sensor is your crankshaft position sensor, and if that is not reading fine, that's what the computer uses to know when to activate the injectors and the coils. And I'm going to show you that all those injectors and coil drivers are actually working. All right, so I'm going to run the computer right now. Let me just move one cable that I got in a different position. As you can see, we start to get activations in there. Let me just make sure we're getting RPM because this is different in here. Each signal is different for the computer. And all I need to see is activations, and also I'm going to raise the codes. Yeah, that is now inactive. It's going to take a little bit for that to actually work again. I gotta reset it up. So give me 1 second to resync the correct signal. I'll be right back. All right, now I got the correct signal, and now you can see, look at the codes. So the VR signal went out, and all the fuel injectors codes went away as well, which means everything is working. I can see all the injectors working. The way that you can check this, I'm going to turn computer off as far as it's running. Let me now go over to the test. I need to do this on your boat. Hopefully you can get somebody with a Diacom, and then we can start doing tests, and you can also see that. So I'm going to activate injectors. For that, I'm going to need to move channels in here. I no longer need this blue channel connected there. Can prepare this in here. So I'm going to have 4 channels connected. Uh, I'm doing so many tests and different computers, and that's why I got so many cables in here. So I got, as you can see, I got the 4 channels on my oscilloscopes, the injectors 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm gonna have to move it to get 5, and 6. But all right, so we're gonna have for this, I want to move this into the right order. It's gonna be 12 volts, so let's make it 20. So we're gonna have blue, red, green, and yellow. Gonna probably move this a little different so we don't have them so close. The rest is just filtered, but that's not a problem. So, all right, injector number 1, you can see it working in there. I stop at injector number 2. You can see it working perfectly. Injector number 3. Yeah, injector number 3 is actually yellow. Well, it doesn't matter. Injector number 4 will be now in the green. and there are all activations in there. So I can change the timing so we can see this a lot closer. That's so you can see the signal is actually there. Just, like I said, I don't really need to. If I see something very different, let's say, I'm doing an activation on an injector and I see, um, I'm actually in B, so yeah, B will be the red channel. So let's put that in here. Like that, I can stop and show you that. All right, so if I see something, I'm going back into the actual signal. I can always come back in here and do a zoom. That's what the nice about the oscilloscope. But then I can see it's a very normal, signal, has plenty of activation that tells me power left over. So that tells me the actual driver is healthy. So all the way up to 4, we have tested here. Let me now move to cables for injectors. Um, 5 and 6. I'm going to put the green channel on 6. Gonna unplug this for 1 second. And I'm gonna put the yellow channel on number 5 and 6, as you can see here. And I'm gonna do the same test. So let me run this. Um, yep, now it's running. Injector number 5 is on yellow. You can see it here. That's the activation. Let me do it again. Let me channel C, channel D. And because of that, I should have put no trigger like that. It's always recording. Less confusing. But so you can see we got plenty of activations on number 5. I'm going to do it again. And now number 6, right there on the green one. And everything is perfect. So I'm going to stop the signal, go back to that capture, and I can measure, and here there's gone from battery voltage to almost 0, which is perfectly pulling. So all those injectors are completely normal. Let me now move it to the coil activation, which is the other only 2 variables we have, right? Which I can also do the test. And I know they're working, but I want to show you this in the video so you can have it for yourselves too. Right now I move my oscilloscope over to the coil outputs, and this is exactly what I got. It says ignition high here, and you will see, I mean, but then I have a picture where you can see the lights in here. Sometimes a little hard to catch in a picture, but so the video is the best way, and oscilloscope is the best way. So you can also, with Diacom, do the ignition coil output test. You don't need the engine running for neither one of this. The injector, you don't want to activate many times because you will flow the engine, and you don't want that. So you just do injector one time, just one time only. Otherwise, if you want to do it again, then you run the engine, turn it off, and then you can redo it again because it will be floating the engine. All right, so we're going to do coil 1, which is going to be the blue channel. And this is a different signal. So let me change this a little bit because let me go over to 10 volts. And then we can see that better. I can change the time a little less, probably 20 milliseconds per division. All right, so coil 1. And again, this is just activation. Remember, the actual ignition module is on every single one of those. Oh, I didn't stop it. Let's see if it's still here. No, I gotta redo it again. Let me just do this one time. All right, now we can stop that and we can come back to see those. All right, so what I was going to say, remember that each of these coils has the ignition module built in. So each coil has its own transistor that will control that. So the computer is only sending a 0 to 5 volts to activate that coil. That coil. That's what it is. So as we can see, we got like four something volts to half a volt, a little less. That all depends, and I might have too much of a filter that is changing the the way the signal looks, and that's why, I just try to make it as appealing to the eye and apply a filter, but that's good enough. We can see that we have the activation. So if we do that in channel 2, will be again coil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So coil 2 in red channel is working good. Coil 3 in green channel is working good. Coil 4 in yellow channel is working good. As you see, we have everything in there. I'm going to move now. Yes, the two last ones. I'm going to do this with you here. So I'm going to move yellow channel to 6 and yeah, and green to 5. All right, so I can turn this channel off. We don't need it. And this one's off. We have only the two channels that we're going to be seeing now. So channel 5 is right there. We got the signal. Can turn that off. And channel 6 down the yellow is right there. So everything as far as coils and ignition is there. Again, I think you might have a problem with the 5-volt reference going either to the crank sensor signal or the actual crank sensor signal or harness. I think it's pretty simple to diagnose that on the boat, the way this engine is designed. I have everything for as far as the manuals. Let me turn all this out. We don't need it no more. I thought I have it open. Yeah, let me open the manual. So yes, we got the manuals, everything that you need to know. I can come here, Control F to look for. Hopefully you're seeing that. So if I just put crankshaft in there, that will start looking for. Yep, so this is a little bit of information on how the crankshaft is and where it's located. It seems like it's under the flywheel next to the starter. So just make sure the gap is correct and it's not hidden or well, otherwise replace that sensor. We'll start with that. And otherwise, again, check the wire diagram. In the manual, you can find, all wire diagrams at the end. If you do a search, actually, right at the beginning. It's not really the best wire diagrams. I like more like car style diagrams than this way, but it still it works. All you need to see is like in the last one. Let me make this a little bigger. Let me see. I'm looking for crankshaft position sensor should be 19, and 19 is right here. So if we follow that, it says should come to connector B, pin 13, and the other one should be. Make this a little smaller. Connector B5. So they're both in the connector B, and like I said, just check that connection. Otherwise, run your own cables straight to the sensor, see if that changes everything. And as you can see, yeah, this is your coils. There are 4 wires. Every time you see a 4-wire coil, the transistor is built into the coil. So you're gonna have a ground, a constant power. So they share all the grounds, they share all the powers, and they have one activation that comes from the computer, again, to each coil. All right, again, this is the final test on your computer. I don't see anything wrong with it. Not for injectors or cylinders. 4 and 6 was a little ambiguous when you said just cylinder 6 dropping. I'm not sure if you were meant injector or coil. I need a little more from your end to help you out because, like I said, everything in here is testing good. All right. Ryan, thank you so much. Again, you're in good hands. Talk to you later. Bye bye.